I picked up the exhaust last night, and so far it's looking good. Focus is on painting it matte black, and what else? I might actually polish the tips stainless to get a stainless look. I feel like it's going to create more contrast with the bottom of the bumper, which is already black. Got these painted yesterday, and it was a little bit tricky to paint because of the awkward shapes. And I had to get clever with the card boxes, you know, like put them in the corner, rotate them. And the process was simple, just cleaned them up real well, scuffed them up with like a, what do you call it? One of those Scotch-Brite pads. I used the gray one. But the rougher the better, to be honest, because you want the paint to stick as much as possible to these. The biggest complaint about this exhaust actually is the drone and how deep and muffled the whole thing sounds. But I think it's the people who complained about that are still running the stock Jpipe. I have a MAPerformance catted Jpipe, so when I put that on the car, it like changed the whole sound completely. Ironically, the guy I actually bought this from, he sold it because of the drone. He said he couldn't talk to people when driving, but you know, to each their own. But he's running a stock Jpipe, so go figure. But we'll see. I got a good deal on this, like $650. I think it retails something like, you can get it for $875 shipped from Speed Image site or one of those. Yeah, I really like the stealthy look now. You know, I'm not a fan of the piping being like kind of polished. Kept that pipe, the mid pipe, all unpainted because you don't even see it. So, alrighty then. The installation was pretty straightforward, and yeah, nothing to it. Sounds amazing. I mean, absolutely love the sound. It's got a little bit of drone. I drove on the freeway from LA to San Diego. Yeah, it's like as expected, I guess, with these exhausts, 3-inch piping, all straight through. It's there, you know it, but it's not annoying. So I actually like it because like it took me a few days to get used to it, but now it's like it's really something that just makes the car more fun to drive, I guess, you know? Like, it was kind of too quiet before. I like how deep the exhaust sounds overall, especially when you punch it. It's got that, kind of reminds me of like Skylines and Supras. It's got that JDM, typical like deep exhaust sound. And you hear the intake, bypass valve, and it's really cool. So it's 4-inch tips. They look really, really cool. They fill up the bumper cutout really well. It's probably not probably, but definitely the best exhaust sound on this car. And I've seen the same exhaust on like a Civic Type R, and it sounds really good, better than the alternatives. One thing I really, really like about this exhaust is the pops you hear, the backfire. It's every time you downshift. As long as the exhaust is really hot, like when you're driving for a while, you punch it a few times, the exhaust heats up, and whatever unburnt gas goes through, it just explodes. So every downshift you do, it's like boom, boom, boom. I mean, wait, let me see how it sounds. It's like, I guess it's not like that, it's more of a boo, you know? It sounds more muffled, like almost like a, I don't know how to explain, but you'll get it. Probably see it hear it in the video too. But it sounds really, really good. It's not obnoxious where like it's deafening. I mean, some cars, like they have backfires, like ridiculous, But this one has got like a really subtle, awesome sound to it. So every downshift is so cool. Surprisingly, this exhaust actually kind of helps you with the shifting because you're able to hear the car more. You're able to, kind of hear the RPM and everything, and just sort of match better to it, if that makes any sense. So like I said, the installation was pretty straightforward, and I found it really difficult to work under the car because I didn't have a jack and jack stance, so I used these Rhino ramps. I mean, if you put the back of the car on the Rhino stance or any kind of, you know, ramps, and then the front would be on the jack stance, you'll get a lot of room in the middle of the car, because the downpipe or Jpipe in this car, where it connects to the mid pipe, that's like, I found that the most challenging area to work on. And it was really like difficult. The car was literally like off the floor this much, and I don't know, man, I was just going crazy, you know, but I managed. That's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, see you in the next one.
Uh-huh.